welcome to another Scraplift Crafternoon. This week we are scrap lifting our very own Anna. It is her birthday week and we want to give a shout out to Anna. Happy birthday. This is the layout that we are scrap lifting. She used a lot of scraps on this and it is perfect for the pile of scraps that I have on my table. I am at the very end stages of finishing up using my October CKCB kit. I'll put the link to the CKCB blog so you can see what we're all about there. I am also still playing that crazy game over on Facebook in the Bash Your Scrapbook Stash group. This week, round 3 is up. My team took round 1 and round 2. There are no prizes in this game. It is just getting layouts finished and bashing your stash. So this week our things are a punch. So I'm going to try to incorporate this a little bit into my scrap lift. Metal pieces. I put a few things on my desktop here. Stenciling, which is going to come in really handy because I don't have a polka dot paper left. And then for Anna's scrap lift, she used some chipboard and other little bits and pieces to tuck around her central photo. And then I have a pile of scraps from my Counterfeit kit. This is all Vicky Boot and Fernwood. So let's get started. So I have already mentioned that I don't have polka dotted paper in my kit or any handy out on my desktop that I want to use for this layout. So I had this idea that I would bring in some mixed media and a stencil to create the pattern paper. Now I chose this stencil that has different sizes of polka dots on it because I just liked the way it looked. I did have a regular stencil that was just polka dots that looked more like the pattern paper that Anna used, but I decided I wanted to use this look. So I grabbed a roll of washi tape. I keep a roll of washi tape on my desktop that I know that I'm not going to use up on pages, either because it's ugly or in this case because it has dates on it and I'd have to use it on every single layout I create during that span of years in order to use the entire roll. So I just use it to adhere stencils and sometimes to adhere stuff on the back of my layout to keep it from moving. So this is just white acrylic paint, just a cheap bottle that you can buy at Walmart or Hobby Lobby, and I'm just spreading it on my stencil. I chose a green background because I wanted the paint to stand out. I know that Anna's layout had 2 different colors here, but I'm going to bring more color in the frame that I layer behind my photo. As I finish up here, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to go clean my stencil. It's time for me to start building the layout. I have put the layout in the split screen mode instead of where I pointed up in the left hand corner because I figured you'd see it better, and I just leave it there for a second so you get an idea of what I'm copying. I'm staying pretty true to Anna's layout here for the most part. So what I'm using in this layout are scraps from all of the layouts that I have created this month with my CKCB kit. This particular piece of patterned paper I had 2 of, and I've used it on at least 3 other layouts, but none of these layouts are going to end up in the same place in my albums. I've kind of spanned years creating with this kit so that none of the layouts will be together so it doesn't look like the entire album is the same. And so I'm just going to begin tearing bits and pieces to layer around this photo. I did try to punch this piece and I just didn't like the way it looked punched. I preferred the torn look like Anna had in her layout, and I ended up turning it upside down in the end and using the torn edge. oh well. So much for getting points for the game on Facebook. So I'm gonna just start tearing little bits and pieces of paper, just like Anna did for her layout, building a frame around my, I think this is a 5x7 photo that I trimmed down just a little bit. I'm trying to alternate colors, making sure that I get like yellow on one side and red on the opposing side, so that the two colors aren't together. I also bring in a darker blue as my title at the bottom. Now this title you'll see in a little bit, I've already cut out on my Cameo. I actually cut one piece of pattern paper and layered 2 pieces of cardstock underneath it to give it a little bit of depth, because sometimes having a flat title just isn't the look that I'm going for, and so I like to stack exact cut files on top of one another to create depth. I believe I've shown that in a video before, or at least have mentioned it before, but you can kind of see that I've done that. Now this tag, I had realized that I had written on the wrong side of it, so because I had wanted it to come out from underneath my photo on the right hand side, and it's just not going to work because the words will be upside down. But do you see how I put the red piece of pattern paper on one side and the red floral on the opposing side? That is kind of what I meant by making sure that the patterns aren't on the same side. This actually helps draw your eye across the photo as well, which is why I was kind of trying to do that. I am trying to layer different pieces of ephemera or stickers around my photo now, just kind of doing a little bit like what Anna did. I didn't want to copy her embellishments exactly, but I think I did pretty well with what I chose. So I am going to add some chipboard bits and pieces around my photo mat. I was trying to stick as true to Anna's embellishments as I possibly could, but also I really would like to use up that set of thickers from the Fernwood collection that you see on the left hand side, because as you can see on the right hand side I have another set, and I've pulled things from it as well, but I'm just really trying to use it all up. There's that journaling tag that I had wanted to peek out on the right hand side of the layout. It is on the left hand side, and I am not gluing anything down on camera at all. I'm just placing things where I think they're going to end up being. So I've glued my layout together off camera as I said I would. I'm going to bring it in close so that you can see some of the close-ups. I added some pen stitching on the perimeter of the layout as well as around my photo mat and on the title. I am showing you I can pull my journaling tag in and out from behind the frame on my layout. I will probably cut a slit in the page protector once this layout is in place in the album. I may or may not add some twine. I'm pointing out my embellishments because I'm very happy that I got as many on there as I did without the layout looking cluttered. I will post the playlist for everybody else's videos down below, so make sure you click on that playlist. It'll take you through all of the various ladies who have worked hard on this layout this week. Because I can never seem to leave well enough alone, I went ahead and I added some white splatters to my layout after I photographed it last night. So there is that. Anyway, I really like how my layout turned out. So hope you guys enjoy and have a great afternoon.